Yo, man, what's good, YouTube, man? Hey, man, look, it's your boy Mechanics. I'm back with the YoungBoy documentary. This is part 5. Here, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. This is part 5. If we didn't watch the other part series, it's in the playlist. Just go to the playlist. I already put it in for you guys so you guys can catch up and everything. But let's go ahead and click on this. Let's get it, man. Come on.
TBG wanted YoungBoy gone, and it would only be a month after that project released
Hey.
that the real-life violence.
Hey, man, get y'all popcorn and all that. If y'all down and watch this with me, come and sit down, watch it. We're gonna watch it together. I will not be no talking, maybe some points I might stop it, but I'm not gonna stop it. We're gonna sit here and watch it like we're live streaming together. Like we're gonna sit here and watch it like we're watching it together. Get your popcorn, drinks ready, we're gonna sit here and watch it.
Continue to play out on the streets, but this time trouble wouldn't play out in the slums of Baton Rouge. In fact, the gang warfare would follow YoungBoy to the sandy beaches of Miami. In May 2019, everyone's favourite rap music festival, Rolling Loud, would be set to take place in Miami, and YoungBoy would be in town to perform at the festival in what would be a hugely lucrative and high-profile performance. YoungBoy was booked to play on the Sunday, May 12th slot, where Kid Cudi was headlining. But this was a star-studded weekend, and many of the biggest names in the rap game would be in town to perform at this event. Lil Durk was due to perform on Friday. Saturday saw Lil Wayne, 21 Savage, Kodak Black, and Chief Keef touch the stage. And on Sunday, fans would see Lil Uzi, Gucci Mane, G Herbo sharing the stage with YoungBoy.
Yo, that's a good lineup though.
However, all of these crews in town at the same time, no doubt there would be interconnected beefing going on between numerous camps. Apparently, early Friday morning, YoungBoy was attending a strip club party with Young Thug, who was due to perform Saturday, where apparently somebody popped off a few rounds at the party bus that was driving between venues, an attack which TMZ reported was targeting Young Thug.
Young Thug and his entourage became the apparent victims of a drive-by shooting that went down this morning on I-95.
The shooting happened on Interstate 95, and YoungBoy's TBG nemesis Lit Yoshi would later rap on the song Cutter, which dropped a couple of months later in June 2019, that he caught him on the interstate, 7 swerved, I was bussin', seemingly a reference to the shooting on the interstate and naming fellow TBG affiliate 7 Hardaway as the driver. But unfortunately for YoungBoy, that was only the beginning of the trouble, because at this point, it seemed that his ops were in town and on the hunt to try and catch YoungBoy lacking. Lit Yoshi would actually be seen on social media.
You know how crazy that is to for YoungBoy to if I'm rolling out and the ops, like people that don't like him ops, they go to Florida. That is crazy.
Yeah, that weekend, riding around Miami.
It really seems like they really wanted to get him, really wanted to kill him, but they couldn't. He's still alive. Hey, God bless that YoungBoy is still alive, bro. He's doing good, bro.
Listening to Fredo Bang's album and holding a rifle, seemingly looking for YoungBoy. On Sunday the 12th of May, when YoungBoy was due to perform, he would make a tweet that was geolocation tagged to Sunny Isles Beach, Florida, warning his ops that he doesn't care who they are or what they did, he will up his gun on them. Fans would warn YoungBoy that the location tag on his tweet meant his ops might be able to locate him, but it was unfortunately too late. YoungBoy's enemies would work out that he was staying at the Trump International Hotel and Beach Resort.
Bro, look at the water. Yeah, look, I know this has nothing to do with the documentary, but just look at the water though. That's some beautiful water. It's you can just drink it, man. It's a beautiful this is, bro, look, this is hey, I know
Sunny Isles, Miami.
Okay,
apparently YoungBoy was traveling with a large crew that included his girlfriend, as well as OG3 and several other unnamed affiliates and family members. As YoungBoy left the hotel with his entourage to make his way to the Rolling Loud festival performance, the group would be ambushed by a black Cadillac outside the hotel. According to reports, somebody opened fire from the Escalade towards YoungBoy's entourage, prompting return fire from members of his crew who had their own gun, with court papers later explaining that YoungBoy, his family, and entourage were traveling in a 2-car convoy that was shot up drive-by style, with the front car that carried his mother and friends being shot first, with YoungBoy and his girlfriend in the second car that was then also shot at. This would be a chaotic scene, and YoungBoy's girlfriend, Kaylin Marie Long, was hit in the shoulder and later taken to hospital. But the biggest tragedy of all would be a case of incredible bad luck, as according to court documents, in YoungBoy's car was a bag full of guns, and when shots started flying, members of YoungBoy's entourage returned fire with apparently legally registered firearms, and apparently at some point in the chaos, YoungBoy himself was given a gun and begun shooting back too. Authorities later described them as standing at the valet section, firing rifles wildly from the hip. Inevitably, this ended up with some tragic consequences, as 3 bystanders were hit in the crossfire.
We don't know, because
that a 5-year-old child was grazed by a bullet, but even more tragic, one of these gunshots fired between these 2 warring crews claimed the life of an innocent bystander. 43-year-old Mohammed Jaradi, an honest, hard-working guy, minding his own business, who had just finished his shift working at the Hertz rent-a-car across the street, would catch a stray bullet and end up losing his life. This was a chaotic scene, with bullets flying.
That's the thing, bro. You never know, man, when your time's up on this earth, bro. It's crazy, man. You just buy some getting off at work and it's RP, man.
Bodies
RP him.
dropping
RP that bystander,
in a
man.
major American city in broad daylight. Eventually, the police would shut down the street and gain control of the crime scene, and footage would circulate showing people being detained at the scene.
Look at that, man.
Once the location had been locked down, the local news
Did YoungBoy not have a bulletproof car, or did he? Did he not have a bullet?
began
Didn't
to
have a
report
bulletproof
on this
car?
Wild West shootout.
There was some sort of altercation that took place between two rappers who were actually set to perform at the Rolling Loud Festival this evening. Witnesses say they heard someone fire shots, at least 4 or 5 rounds. A woman was struck and raced to Aventura Hospital. Immediately following that shooting, the fight then spilled over again to the strip mall parking lot where we are at. This is directly across the street from the hotel. A man here, again, was shot and killed. A friend of the victims tells me off camera that he was simply an innocent bystander. He was working at the Hertz rental car company here at the strip mall and just parking a car when he was caught in the crossfire.
Now a new and a tragic day for one South Florida family. Their loved one becomes an innocent victim after shots are fired in the middle of the afternoon.
This type of behavior in this community is not acceptable.
A furious mayor of Sunny Isles Beach speaks out against the violence that erupted in his usually quiet town on Sunday afternoon. It was just before 2 o'clock when police received a 911 call about gunshots fired outside Trump International Beach Resort. When they arrived, they found 19-year-old Kaylin Long of Maryland had been shot inside a black Suburban, and across the street, an innocent man lies dead in the driver's seat of a dark gray van. Long was initially taken to Aventura Hospital. The streak of stray bullets did not end there.
Across the street, there was a 5-year-old little boy that was grazed by a bullet.
Police seized several weapons from the Trump Hotel and combed multiple scenes where gun shells and bullet holes were spotted. Witnesses tell CBS 4 the people involved were rappers reportedly here for the Rolling Loud musical festival.
Despite reports of YoungBoy being detained at the scene, in the midst of the chaos, he would actually manage to break free from authorities, being seen in footage later circulated by TMZ showing him giving his wounded girlfriend medical attention before jumping in a black SUV and fleeing the scene. From here, YoungBoy made his way to the Rolling Loud Festival site, performing his set as planned immediately after surviving this assassination attempt. Breaking free from an active crime scene where you were a participant in a shootout so that you can go and perform at a festival might seem cool on paper.
Not gonna lie, I feel like YoungBoy right now at a Rolling Loud will go crazy. But you know how crazy a YoungBoy would do if he performed at Rolling Loud?
But when YoungBoy got off that stage, he would have to face the consequences of what had just happened. However, there would still be some lucky breaks for the NBA crew. Apparently, investigators couldn't even charge anybody in YoungBoy's entourage for shooting back, despite the fact that an innocent bystander was killed, because all of YoungBoy's crew that was still at the scene claimed self-defense, and the state of Florida has a stand your ground law in place, whereby if an individual truly believes that deadly force is necessary to protect themselves or to prevent a crime, they can potentially be immune from prosecution. The cops said that they were apparently looking to determine who had shot first, as whoever shot first could apparently be charged with first-degree murder of the innocent bystander, even if it wasn't their bullet hitting them. In order to try and ensure that YoungBoy wasn't held liable, his legal team described the scene as an assassination attempt of which he was the target.
He's an absolute victim. There's no question. Police investigated it. They talked to him. His car was shot up. He was leaving the hotel. He had his mother in the car. He had his girlfriend in the car. And somebody came up, and I don't know what the weapons were. I don't know if it was an AK or what it was, but they opened fire and lit him on fire.
Yeah, you gotta get a bulletproof car.
YoungBoy and his label apparently even offered to cover the funeral costs for the innocent man who died, but it's unclear as to whether or not they were taken up on this offer. And YoungBoy's lawyer had said that apparently he felt terrible about this and that he had wished it had been him that was killed rather than the innocent man. It was also initially reported that apparently YoungBoy had refused to cooperate with law enforcement who wanted to know who had initiated the shootout. But YoungBoy later said that that was just miscommunication and that they hadn't really been given enough time to try and convince YoungBoy to speak to them about the incident,
scared, bro. He's not gonna
that he was
snitch.
scared to cooperate. With none of the actual antagonists who shot first in custody, however.
Come on now. You think YoungBoy he's willing to cooperate, but he's not cooperating. Not scared. Come on now, bro.
Unfortunately, the consequences of this incident would still fall on YoungBoy's shoulders, and due to the fact that he was already on thin ice because of the 10-year suspended sentence he got for the attempted murder charges in 2016, a week later, he would have to return to Baton Rouge for a court hearing where he was swiftly put back behind bars, with TMZ reporting that he had been jailed once again for violating his probation. This would be numerous violations, including being seen holding a gun in public, and being caught in the presence of NBA Boomer and Ben when the terms of his plea forbid him from associating with them. And apparently the judge had also claimed to have seen a video on social media of YoungBoy antagonizing his ops. Now, this was supposedly a social media which the judge claimed she saw, but then YoungBoy's lawyer, and myself included, couldn't even find.
The judge said that she looked at a news feed regarding the article, and in the comments there was some sort of embedded video that she since tried to look up, and I don't think she was able to find. So she wants to see if the district attorney's
So yeah, did I say this is part 5, right? I think this is
office
part
can
5.
find or whatever videos they find.
I think it is.
But I don't know what the video is. I haven't seen it.
But based on some of the things I've read, I'm pretty sure the video they're referring to was a clip where YoungBoy actually dissed the blog site The Shade Room for covering him negatively.
I'm so sick of the Shade Room trying to paint me as a bad person. What the f is wrong with you? I know whoever running this page is grown. What the f is you worried about a teenager for?
So it seems the judge kind of misinterpreted what he had done, but I don't think he was supposed to be on social media like that. Anyway, meanwhile in Miami, the police would reveal to the public that they had absolutely no idea who the shooters were, but that they were looking for 3 suspects armed with an AK-47 and other handguns. Coincidentally, with this seeming to describe that very social media clip of TBG rapper Lit Yoshi posted just before the shooting when he was
TBG Lil Yoshi riding around Miami before the NBA YoungBoy shooting, which injured NBA YoungBoy's girlfriend and killed an innocent bystander. Lil Yoshi had already killed NBA Big. How'd they know he killed NBA Dump though? How'd they even know that? How would they? See, bro, how do people even
riding
know
around
this?
Miami with an AK-47, listening to Fredo Bang. So, with Lit Yoshi still at large, YoungBoy would be left in a Baton Rouge jail, reflecting on everything that had just happened. Clearly, YoungBoy himself was devastated by this sequence of events. He was trying to move on with his life and career away from Baton Rouge, but the violence and death would just continue to follow him wherever he went. Perhaps it was karma for the violence that he had claimed responsibility for. In the song No Understand from YoungBoy's February 2021 project, Still Flexin', Still Steppin', YoungBoy even speaks on this shooting, saying that as the bullets flew, he didn't have enough time to grab his own gun, and saying that Baba Osama shot back, a claim that is seemingly confirmed by Girardi's family, who is suing both YoungBoy and Baba in relation to the shooting. And then in the next line, YoungBoy seems to pay respects to that innocent bystander who lost his life, as well as the child who was grazed in the shootout, saying that he feels the pain of the innocent, and that when he did his time in jail following the incident, he felt nothing, as he felt that the pain that he went through was suffering that he deserved on behalf of the man who lost his life and the child who was grazed, who shouldn't have been dragged into his conflicts. Following the shooting at the Trump Hotel in Miami, YoungBoy would remain in jail for 90 days before being released, but he would be seen in August 2019 looking like he'd put on some muscle, bailing out of jail and being picked up once again in a fresh Maybach. YoungBoy would be seen in selfies with his mother, and he would later go on live with family in his garage upon getting home.
Say something to the people.
Hello.
I remember that.
Huh?
Yo, chat. Yo, be honest. Does it even look like YoungBoy? Come on, be honest. Does that look like YoungBoy to you?
112 damn people in my life. I never go live. I'm so serious. But they want to see it. They gonna be like, oh, Miss Monique, what they saying, y'all? Kentrell, you still fine. I love you. He is still fine, baby. That's right, yeah. He look like a Mexican cartel. We looking, hey, but we don't work well, Chapo, though.
The judge would order YoungBoy to remain on house arrest for 12 months following his release, with the court apparently deciding not to completely revoke his probation, giving him the opportunity to finish out his remaining year of probation without further punishment, in a deal that would not allow him to perform for the entire year either. So no more trips to Miami or California, and no more concerts. So YoungBoy, for the first time in his career, would be confined to his home, unable to play shows, shoot music videos, or slide on ops. He would remain in his home and focus on the one thing that made him successful: recording and releasing music. Already a prolific releaser of music, now with no distractions, as ordered by the court, YoungBoy would kick his creative spirit into overdrive, not only recording an insane amount of music, but arguably delivering the best bodies of work of his entire career, and going on a once-in-a-lifetime run of success, the likes of which the music industry had never seen. After getting out of jail, YoungBoy picked up his career right where he left off, on September the 1st, 2018, dropping a new track called Slime Mentality. This was yet another aggressive murder anthem where YoungBoy pledges allegiance to his gang 4K Trey and letting everybody know that him and his whole family, including his mother, father, sister, and brother, all see themselves as slime members too. Following that up with audacious lyrics about dropping more bags to have rivals killed, and even promising to die in the hunt for revenge for Dump's death. And all of this, apparently, while ducking the watchful eye of his parole officer. And the chorus of the song lays bare the realities of life in YoungBoy's circle, made cold and ruthless from growing up in such a harsh environment, forcing him to be constantly armed and ready to kill anyone who might want to come and kill him from his city or even out of town. All while confidently boasting that the whole city knows that he and his shooters will kill before they let anyone take them down. Upon his release, YoungBoy was being filmed from the moment he walked out of the prison gates, with that footage serving as the introductory sequence for his next song and music video, the track Self-Control. The song came with lyrics where YoungBoy reflected on the pain he felt after Boozilla was killed and wanting to avenge Dump's death. On the hook, YoungBoy sings a unique melody all about how his chronic smoking habit is a tactic to stop himself from being so dangerous, and describing his entourage as equally dangerous, ready to shoot at the slightest provocation. 20 days after that, he would drop a follow-up song, the iconic House Arrest Tings. That track completely blew up on release, racking up millions of views within days, and to this day, still sitting around 100 million views on YouTube. He would also appear as a feature on the track Richer Than Everybody, with industry heavy hitters Gucci Mane and DaBaby. YoungBoy was dropping songs all in anticipation of his next full-length project, which did not disappoint. On October the 11th, 2019, YoungBoy dropped his latest mixtape, AI YoungBoy 2.
Yeah.
This, in my opinion, is YoungBoy's best project, and perhaps one of the greatest albums in modern rap history.
It is. Hey, AI YoungBoy 2, that's his best album. It is, bro. Stop it, bro. AI YoungBoy is his best album. Stop it, bro. AI YoungBoy is his best album. Stop, bro.
AI YoungBoy 2 is wall-to-wall with some of YoungBoy's best songs, and throughout the project he showcases an incredible range as a melodic rapper and singer. The project just oozes creativity, and the songs are really like nothing else out there. It's unmistakably unique, with YoungBoy using his trademark style to sing, rap, and whine perfect melodies, all painting a picture of his wild ride from the gutter to the very top of the rap industry. So I actually did an entire breakdown of all of the most important lyrics in AI YoungBoy 2, but it made the video way too long. So if you want to see that, it's in the uncut version that's on Patreon, or it's going to be in the extended version of this chapter going up on my third channel, Trap Law Clips, soon. Ultimately, YoungBoy, stuck on house arrest, poured his heart into his music, and it resulted in one of the most incredible bodies of work in rap history. AI YoungBoy 2 scored a roaring debut, selling an impressive 110,000 units in its first week, and earning YoungBoy his first #1 Billboard 200 chart hit. But that wouldn't be YoungBoy's only chart milestone that week, as the week before AI YoungBoy released, YoungBoy would end up collaborating with Chicago pop rap star Juice WRLD on the song Bandit. The pairing of Juice WRLD and YoungBoy made for an incredible duo, with Juice's vocals and love song ideas elevating the track conceptually, contrasting with YoungBoy's verse, a classic aggressive murder rap, where he raps openly about having problems and getting rid of people for $20,000, once again painting a picture of his lifestyle, surrounded by killers and sliding on their ops with guns. This track no doubt introduced YoungBoy and Juice WRLD to big audiences that they might not have previously accessed. That track was released on October the 4th, 2019, and this would sadly be the last single released by Juice WRLD before his unfortunate death from an overdose on December the 8th, 2019.
Yo, this dude was only 21 in 2019, bro.
Bandit would peak at number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming YoungBoy's highest charting song of his career to date, and it also became an international hit, charting in 20 countries. And by the end of 2019, YoungBoy had cemented himself as one of the greats in the rap game. He wasn't just taking over the rap game, but he was influencing its direction going forward, and in the coming years, YoungBoy's influence would be undeniable. However, time and time again, the thing holding him back would be legal issues. But luckily, soon YoungBoy would catch a major win, shaking free of a case that had been dogging him for years, and paving the way for him to follow up AI YoungBoy 2, eventually going on one of the most impressive runs that the rap game had ever seen. Fresh off the success of AI YoungBoy 2, YoungBoy wasn't taking his foot off the gas. He would continue releasing new music and songs like Bring 'Em Out, yet another murder anthem, wall-to-wall with lyrics about contract.
Hey y'all, this part 5 might be like 25 to 30 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna be a short video.
Killings,
25 to 30
bags
minutes
on
for
ops, and even their mothers. YoungBoy himself would still be fighting for his own freedom in the courts. After being sentenced to a year of probation following his involvement in the broad daylight shootout outside the Trump Hotel back when he was in Miami for the Rolling Loud Festival, but it wasn't that shooting that got him in trouble. It was the fact that he was involved in it whilst on a 10-year suspended sentence for the 2016 double attempted murder charge he caught trying to avenge.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna use the bathroom right now, but I'm gonna keep it playing for y'all. Just let me know down in the comments. Let me know in the comments. I'm saying what happened. Let me know what happened down in the comments. All right, come on.
His murdered cousin Boozilla. On December the 13th, 2019, YoungBoy would be back in court where he would score a rare legal victory regarding that case, when the judge ultimately granted a request to terminate his probation early since apparently he had completed all of his conditions to date.
NBA YoungBoy was in court today. He's no longer on probation and says he plans to leave Louisiana. A judge today ended his probation during a hearing. Lawyers for the rapper, whose real name is Kentrell Golden, had argued that he followed all of the court's conditions. Golden was arrested back in May after a deadly shootout in Florida. His defense had argued that he was actually the target of the shooting, but he was already on probation in connection to a 2016 shooting.
I'm back, yo. Yo, what happened, y'all? Can y'all let me know what happened? I'm back, though. Let's go.
Double R.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah. Oh,
how do you feel right now?
Feel good, bro. I ain't lying.
This was a huge win for YoungBoy, and arguably the judge was doing him a huge personal favor. After all, it was plainly clear to anybody who knew the situation that YoungBoy's enemies in Baton Rouge wanted him dead, and it would turn out that the conditions of his probation were actually creating potential danger for him. Apparently, a court-approved music video had actually put YoungBoy's property lease in question, and with limited rental properties available in Baton Rouge where he could genuinely remain safe and anonymous, moving out of the city would be his best option. However, prior restrictions relating to his probation would force him to keep coming back to Baton Rouge, where he would indeed be a huge target for his ops. Atlantic Records would even write a letter to the judge claiming that his personal and financial safety were at risk in Baton Rouge, and the judge actually agreed. So, after being granted his freedom, YoungBoy called Judge Jackson a blessing, saying that she saved him and saying that she had given him opportunity after opportunity up until this point. And honestly, it seemed like this judge truly had YoungBoy's back, apparently previously denying numerous attempts by the district attorney to revoke his probation and send him straight back to jail. She ultimately told YoungBoy that she felt that it was the people around him that didn't have his best interests at heart and that they were bringing him down. And while the judge is clearly trying to give YoungBoy helpful advice from her perspective, realistically it was the same people bringing trouble into YoungBoy's life that were also putting their lives on the line to protect it. I would personally argue it wasn't YoungBoy's friends bringing him down, but his enemies in the rival crew TBG that kept trying to kill him that were truly bringing him down. And right or wrong, it was the NBA members that were willing to kill, die, or serve life in prison, all in the pursuit of protecting their provider YoungBoy. And oh boy was he providing, because by 2020, YoungBoy had now released 15 full-length projects, and off the back of the success of AI YoungBoy 2, he was now clocking in a total record of 17 songs charting on the Billboard Hot 100 and 13 projects charting on Billboard's 200 album chart. In February 2020, the Wall Street Journal drops an article saying that YoungBoy is the biggest music star you've probably never heard of, pointing to the fact that despite not being a household name globally, he had continued to dominate on YouTube as the top artist, and soon YoungBoy would be ready to follow up his prior success with another full-length project. On February the 21st, 2020, YoungBoy released his first project of the year, Still Flexin', Still Steppin'. This project had the hit single and another of my personal favorite YoungBoy tracks, Lil Top, which would end up peaking at number 28 on Billboard's Hot 100 Songs chart, with this being the highest charting solo hit of his career to date. But the overall content of this project was very much still gangbanging, which certainly fit in with the title, Still Flexin', Still Steppin'. The project sees YoungBoy describing his life very much still adjacent to the streets, with lyrics all about taking 50k cash out of the bank to fund more hits in the streets. But he would also open up about still feeling depression on the project, along with numerous tributes to his fallen manager Dump, as well as promises to avenge him, and revealing omissions that he is still at war over the murder of his cousin Boozilla. However, on this project, in one of the first instances of caution, on the track Long Road, YoungBoy actually does rap that he didn't kill anyone, with it being unclear if this is him saying that there's no evidence that he's killed anyone, or if for the first time he's actually admitting that while he's living in close proximity to murder and gang violence, he's not actually responsible for any of the murders that he has been associated with over the course of his career. Considering how laced this project is with threats to his ops, it does really make you wonder whether YoungBoy truly is still this gangster that he's portraying in his music, or whether he really is just an artist from the streets selling the gangster image to his audience because he knows that's what sells. In the track Call Me Late, YoungBoy claims to still be ready to kill and go to trial, even claiming that his desire to kill every single op is still his main focus in life. Claims which at this point in his career are kinda hard to take seriously. Clearly YoungBoy is still affected by the lifestyle, rapping elsewhere that he is often seen shaking in his sleep and waking up from nightmares, reaching for the nearest gun. With him going on to say that he doesn't actually want to hurt anybody and that he just wants to be left alone by his ops, by the police, and by the devil. On the final track of the project, titled No Understand, YoungBoy reflects on his life of crime, saying that he doesn't feel shame for all of the people that died in his beefs, but admitting that he still cries at night over it, as well as reflecting on feeling guilt for the innocent people who were hurt or died during that shootout at the Trump Hotel, and reflecting on whether or not he's going to have to be the person
I told y'all, this video is going to be 30 minutes.
Community who breaks the cycle of gang violence, going on to acknowledge that his young shooters who have lost their parents don't know what's important in life yet and are simply programmed to kill. Still Flexin', Still Steppin' was the latest chapter in YoungBoy's story, and he continued to have his fans captivated. This project earned him an impressive #2 debut on the Billboard Albums charts, narrowly losing out on the top spot to K-pop sensations BTS. But clearly not content with the #2 slot, YoungBoy would do what he does best and continue dropping music throughout 2020. Only 2 months later, on April the 24th, YoungBoy released yet another full-length project titled 38 Baby 2. This project would land the top slot on Billboard, making it his second #1 charting album. Unsurprisingly, 38 Baby 2 is riddled with violent lyrics, threats, and street-related boasts from start to finish. 2020 was shaping up to be the golden age of the gangster rapper, with the rising popularity of Chicago drill rappers like King Von and Lil Durk, as well as the rising popularity of the New York drill scene, which reached a crescendo in 2020 when breakout star Pop Smoke unfortunately lost his life in a California home invasion right at the height of his popularity. It seemed at this point that every city in America had a rapper that was going viral for their music breaking down the local gang politics. And at this point, it was undeniable that YoungBoy was the undisputed king of violent murder raps, and he wouldn't take his foot off the gas all of 2020. Continuing to
imagine like a Pop Smoke King Von song, or a YoungBoy and like, I feel like a YoungBoy and Lil Durk and them like didn't beef with King. I never said that. I feel like, imagine a song with YoungBoy and Durk.
Make music that appeared to hint at his violent past, and his next project would deliver exactly what these rap fans were asking for, and he would continue to reap the benefits. On September the 11th, 2020, YoungBoy's latest release, Top, would come out, with this technically being his second studio album, despite the fact that he had dropped full-length, album-quality mixtapes non-stop ever since signing his label deal with Atlantic. With his album Top, YoungBoy had once again landed the Billboard #1 position, with this being his third #1 album in the span of just a year. And at a stretch, if you want to include Still Flexin', that's 4 top 2 albums in less than 12 months. That's one of the most impressive runs of success in rap history, very nearly challenging Future, who famously dropped 5 #1 charting albums in the span of 2 years. YoungBoy would end 2020 on top once again, holding down his spot as the most streamed artist in the US on YouTube, ahead of Lil Baby, Drake, and Bad Bunny, with a colossal 2.66 billion streams for the year. At the young age of 20, YoungBoy had already cemented himself as one of the most beloved rappers in the industry. With a catalogue the size of many veteran rappers and Billboard records brewing, it would be hard to imagine where things would go next. Unfortunately, however, despite all of his mainstream success, these Billboard charting songs were still laced with violent content that continued to prod and threaten his rap rivals back in Baton Rouge. And even from the safety of his home, YoungBoy's words would travel, and back in Baton Rouge, the violence would continue to play out, where fortunately for YoungBoy, eventually the authorities would manage to lock up one of his most dangerous rivals.
NBA is the biggest nightmare.
While YoungBoy was
What?
breaking records in the music industry and living the high life, albeit often on house arrest, his enemies in Baton Rouge were continuing the long-running gang conflict, with rappers and shooters affiliated with TBG, Top Boy Gorilla, relentless on their search to harm NBA or 4K Trey members, all in a quest to avenge the deaths of G Money and Boulevard Quick. One of the most prominent rappers and shooters was a TBG affiliate known as Lit Yoshi, who'd already been rumored to have played a role in the murder of YoungBoy's manager Big Dump, and subsequently even released numerous songs claiming to have smoked him. Lit Yoshi was truly a loose cannon, and wanted all of Baton Rouge to know just how savage he was in the streets. He appeared on the song with fellow TBG affiliate Seven Hardaway, the track Yo Hardaway, a song where he shocked fans with an outlandish lyric where he claimed, "Bitch, you know I'm evil, I'll step on Jesus." In the very same song, Hardaway disses YoungBoy by rapping, "For a Trey 8 baby, I got 38 cradles," and reminding him of that ill-fated shootout in Miami by rapping, "You will never make your show cause we might kill you for rehearsal." Members from TBG were still attacking the NBA crew and their affiliates, whether on songs or in the actual streets. According to documents later revealed in court, Lit Yoshi was connected to a February 2019 shooting at a house associated with BBG members, BBG being the crew that YoungBoy's cousin Boozilla famously repped heavily before NBA became famous. 2 months later, Yoshi would allegedly strike again. On the 10th of April 2019, police would be seen securing a crime scene on a stretch of Highland Road in Baton Rouge. The police would initially attempt to keep details of the incident.
Alright, y'all, we're gonna stop it right there. I'm sorry. Hey, it's getting good, y'all. It's getting good, but this is part 5. We'll be uploaded Sunday. Part 6 will be uploaded on Monday. Part 7 will be Tuesday. You know what I'm saying, and so forth. But I'll see you guys in part 6. Yeah.